Hi guys, for today's video we're going to learn about indices, or sometimes they call it exponent or power, but in Cambridge curriculum they call it indices. Okay, but before we have an example, please don't forget to subscribe if you are not yet subscribed, like and share our videos so that I'll get motivated. Okay, so today, when we talk about indices, it is the power, or squaring a number means multiplying the number by itself. For example, if you have 5 square. So most of the problem yearly, okay, from my students, the confusion is just like they're multiplying 5 and 2, okay, so which is 10. That's not how to solve it properly. Okay, so in here, squaring a number means multiplying the number by itself. That means it is equal to 5 times 5, and that is 25. The square root of a number squares to make the number. For example, so if you have the square root of 9, also called root 9, is equal to 3, because 3 times 3 is equal to 9. The symbol for square root is this. So for example, the square root of 9 is written as square root of 9 like this. Square roots do not have to be integers. Take note for that. A square number or perfect square is the product of two copies of an integer. Okay, so for example, if you have 36, 36 is a square number. It's because 6 times 6 is equal to 36. So the product, take note, the product of two copies, so two copies of an integer is equal to 36. Next is cube, or cube number. Cubing a number means multiplying three copies of the number together. So for example, let's say the cube of 2, okay, which we can write as 2 cube. This simply means 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 8. Okay, students, don't get confused. It is not 2 times 3, okay? It's 2 times 2 times 2, and the answer is 8. While the cube root of a number cubes to make the number. For example, if you have cube root of 27, so cube root, this is the symbol for cube root. And if we have the cube root of 27, that is equal to 3, because it is the same as 3 times 3 times 3. That is equal to 27. So again, cube roots do not have to be an integers. A cube number or perfect cube is the product of three copies, take note, three copies of an integer. So for example, if we have 125, this is a cube number. It's because this is the same as 5 times 5 times 5. That is 125, which is equal to 5 cubed. So an index or power shows how many copies of a number to multiply together. It is written to the upper right of the number. Okay, for example, if you have 10 cubed, this is what we call the base, and this is called the index. So the index is 3, and it tells you to multiply 3 tenths. That means it's equal to 10 times 10 times 10, or to cube 10, or this is the same as 10 cubed, which is equal to 1000. Let's have more example. So for example, if you have 4 square, so what is the square of 4? Okay, so that means it is 4 times 4, and that is equal to 16. How about the cube root of 5? Okay, so if you have the cube root of 5, that is the same as 5 times 5 times 5, that is equal to 125. Then if you have square root of 81, so square root of 81 is equal to 9, simply because it's the same as 9 times 9. So that is 9 square. And then when you get the square root of 81, that is equal to 9. And if you have the cube root of 64, okay, so that is equal to 4. Why? Simply because it is the same as 4 times 4 times 4, and that is equal to 64. So how about the cube root of 1? Very good. Of course, it is equal to 1. Why? Because this is 1 times 1 times 1 is equal to 1. How about if you have 25 square? 25 square is the same as 25 times 25, and that is equal to 625. Now what if you have cube root of 1331? Okay, what do you think the answer? Okay, please pause this video and try to answer. All right, very good. The answer is 11, because it is the same as 11 times 11 times 11, and that is 1331. Last example, if you have square root of 256, what is the answer? Yes, so this is the same as 16 times 16. So the answer is 256. So the square root of 256 is equal to 16. Okay, so that's all for today. Bye.